What's going on, guys? Ruben here with another YouTube video. We're going to be talking about the start of wipe and when you're a new player on what to be bringing in your pockets, in your rig, and also what you should be putting in your secure container, whether you have a gamma, alpha, whatever that may be. If you guys love this content, please like and subscribe and turn the notification bell on to know when I go live on here on YouTube, because I do go live. I'm trying to figure out a schedule, but until then, just turn the notification bell on so you get notified when I do go live to hop in, say hello. But with that all out of the way, let's get right into the video. So I've been encountering a lot of new players, which is great because the popularity of Escape from Tarkov has been increasing immensely. And a lot of people are trying to get into the game, but the game is very unforgiving. Oh. If you don't know what you're doing, there's not a lot of direction to it. And yeah, there's a lot of guys on YouTube, and hopefully this video guide will be helpful for those new players, whether it's a start of wipe or you're just starting to get into it. At the start of wipe, at any start, and when you're level 1, you should always bring in an S March. Maybe two or three of these. Hotkey it because heavy bleeds happen often, especially when you're a low level player. What I also like to bring in are bandages. I'll actually bring in both of these. I'll hotkey the 2-use one and have this one for a backup, or I'll throw it in my backpack. This is going to stop light bleeds. Oftentimes you'll see later in wipe, people don't even bother using bandages and they'll just use like a Salua or an IFAK to stop a light bleed, because it's two birds with one stone, stops the bleed and heals. But this just stops the bleed. AI2 is what's going to heal you up, so I'll hotkey that as well. Or a car, I'll probably hotkey this one, depending on how often I find them. Usually I'll bring in AI2, Analgan painkillers, and splints. Now these are the ones where I'm kind of like in between, and IFAKs as well. I'll usually bring the painkillers to hotkey them if I need a quick use of them, but I'll usually put them in my secure container because I won't need them often. Splints as well, I'll actually bring these in. I won't hotkey it, but I'll throw it in my backpack or something like that because I have so much access to them. The ALU splints, though, I'll throw this in my secure container. Why? Because it's a 5x5 use and only takes up 1 slot. Now, as far as healing goes, I usually save the cars when I have more accessibility to healing. So I'll bring an AI2, but what I'll usually bring is I'll throw in a Grizzly in there. Big bang for your buck healing. It's 1800 out of 1800. This is going to last me at least I don't know, 20 deaths or 20 raids. It's going to last me a long time. I'll also bring in a Calic B because if I run out of S Marches or I don't find a lot, I still have a 3x3 backup. Again, you'll see later in wipe, a lot of people just have this on hand and hotkey it. You're not going to have access to this in the beginning, at the lower level. So be sure to use these sparingly and just have them as a backup. What you'll also get access to is Propital. Propital is it's healing and a painkiller, and it's a long painkiller. This is like a good emergency use item. If you need a painkiller and you need heals really quick. I throw this in my gamma all the time. Again, I only use it for emergency purposes only. Same thing with morphines, emergency purposes only. This initially, when you're looting and stuff like that, this is a great little loadout, Grizzly, ALU splint, Calic B, Propital, and CMS to throw in your secure container. If you only have an alpha container, I 100% recommend the Grizzly, because the Grizzly stops heavy bleeds, light bleeds, fixes broken limbs, so it does everything. Later in wipe, when you're a little bit higher of a level, when you have more access to these items, you don't have to necessarily take them. So when you have Saluas, more IFAKs, more access to Grizzlies, more access to Calic Bs and painkillers, you don't have to throw a lot of these things in your gamma as much. Later on, you're going to want to have a key or 2 for a quest. You're definitely going to want to take ammunition, spare ammunition that you don't have access to. I would definitely take more use painkillers if you have access to ibuprofen or Vaseline or something like that. Again, if you get an injector case, put multiple injectors in there. But again, I still prioritize Propital. I'll put an ALU splint in there, and then obviously a CMS kit. So this is what it usually looks like later in wipe. Eventually, when you get a docs case, you can throw in that key in the docs case or the sick case, move things around so you have more keys, and then you have a spare, slot for, whatever extra you bring. Now, this is your preference, and this is up to you. This is what I usually do, painkiller, ammunition, splint, an injector case or injectors, and then my CMS kit. This is a very simple guide, and I hope it was very helpful for you guys. Again, you want to prioritize the things that you have a lot of access to in your pockets and hotkey them so you can actually use them and not die, because it's all about survival and escape from Tarkov. And then you have your backup, and the Grizzly is going to be your best friend, and I recommend that 100%. If you guys enjoyed this video and you found it very helpful, please share it with a friend, like and subscribe, and turn on that notification bell on when I do go live, because I will go live at some point during the week, at least once a week. Again, guys, I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.